years old. I'm an artist and seamstress, and I live with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, OCD and bipolar. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a connective tissue disorder that interferes with joint mobility, laxivity, and as well as automatic processes. So breathing, heart rate, temperature, digestion, all of those things are a bit wobbly. Yeah, so I deal with dislocations in my shoulders, knees, ankles, wrists, sometimes on a daily basis, and I also have something called POTS, or postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which means my heart rate rises and my blood pressure drops, and it leads to me fainting. So I used to paint murals, but my disabilities kind of got in the way with being able to finish those and pursue that career. So now I work in smaller mediums like oil painting, gouache, as well as like sculpting some things and sewing. I like to sew bags, accessories, curtains, clothes, kind of anything I can. I use disability mobility aids like walking canes. Sometimes I use a walker, and when I'm really bad I use a wheelchair. It's a lot harder to like feel safe and comfortable when I'm not using those, because it's just kind of difficult to assert yourself in a world that really is not accessible most of the time.
I am Imogen's partner and I'm Imogen's carer, and also when I'm not doing that I work in a plant shop with Imogen's twin sister Amber. We've been living together for like 7 years, I guess. Well, no, more like 6.5 years. Imogen makes very different art to me. I'm not very good at making, I'm not very good at drawing or painting. I do more photography art. I shoot film and I do like collages. So I suppose we have some similar themes in our art.
I think that my art is generally kind of chaotic, and purposely so, because I live with OCD and, you know, I have a lot of disability issues. When I'm painting, I like to make things really unstructured and chaotic, and lots of contrast between creepy and dreamlike cutesy. Yeah, so I think my Ehlers-Danlos definitely restricts what I'm able to do art-wise, because I used to paint murals, so that included a lot of ladders, strenuous work in the sun, and that's just not something my body is capable of doing anymore. So otherwise, I think that the only real restraints I have with art now is basically like joint pain, as well as chronic fatigue and being able to pay attention. But I think a lot of my art is made to get around those things. My setup is actually in my garage because I have a tiny little house, if you'd like to see. I use my garage as my painting and sewing space because my house is tiny. So yeah, this is where I do everything. It's usually always a mess. It's kind of the way I like it. I like to read a lot. I do that a lot in my spare time and play my little Switch games. I love a cozy game, as well as just being with my friends, and I've also recently just got into Dungeons and Dragons to tick off the geek box.
Imogen is a young, queer artist whose disability has not stopped them from pursuing their love for creativity in all aspects of their life. They are resilient and resourceful, and their avid imagination will continue to fuel their passion forevermore, despite the limitations they have.